consumed by passion. Totally consumed by passion. Put on a strategically placed shell. Raise a little hell. Frolic in the surf, sand and turf. On totally nude island.
Darling, show me love, tell me lies. You do something to me, make it all through the night. Touch me once, kiss me twice. You do something to me on this isle of the sun.
Kissed by eternal sun. Kissed by eternal sun. A few miles north of the Tropic of Desire. Complete new island. Complete new island. Complete new island. Complete new island.
Let me along to your totally nude island. Let me straight to your totally nude island. Let me along to your totally nude island.
Boom, baby, we're live. Welcome, everybody, to the Tokyo Crypto Show, where I'm joined by none other than the man, the myth, the legend himself, Charlie from Cultivate Crypto. How's it going, Charlie?
Going pretty good.
Haircut looks good. You look like a civilized man these days.
Oh, thanks.
I got one myself today, looking nice and fresh, ready for the winter. Getting rid of all the, getting ready for a big event tomorrow, kind of on the.
Oh yeah.
On the down low, but you guys will see we're gonna be doing something pretty cool here. Real quick, I just want to jump into it really quick. Don't forget December 26th. It's on the screen. Body Language Mastery is coming out. This is Q4. This is the final chance you have to get into this training program where myself, Charlie, will be there as well as we help all men with dating, finance, sex, relationships, lifting weights, getting that hot dude body. Whatever it is, you're going to go to modernlifedating.com/body language. Click on this link right here and just put your best email address in right here. Then you will receive the notification of the product launch. The education seminars will be also, the updates will be sent to this email. So make sure it's your best email. And you're not going to want to miss it because this is the last time I'm doing this. Come next year, this program's over. It's game over. So get in while the getting's to be got. Let's say what's up to everybody in the chat real quick. We've got Spencer. What's going on? We got Cody in the house. What's up? We got Kevin in the house. And we got Philip and then Elijah. What's up, Elijah? I haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you back. We talk. Should we just go right in on this bitch? Or?
Yeah, go for it. I don't really care.
Oh.
We already had one episode where we started talking about this, right? I think it was a while back in September when Bakkt first came out. So I think anybody who's paid attention during that episode will probably know a little bit what's coming here.
Well, old Kelly Loeffler, Waffler, whatever the fuck her name is.
CEO of Atlanta Dream.
Good Lord in fucking heaven. So we're gonna talk about this bitch. Obviously, she's the CEO of Bakkt, right? Which is the big LOL, because she's cross-eyed. No, I'm just joking. It's because she launched some futures on what's going on with cryptocurrency, and these futures are basically for 9 times out of 10, they're used to short Bitcoin and kind of make the price go down, yeah?
Yeah, one of the articles I was going to pull up, but I just forgot, plain and simply, is the guy from the CFTC, which is part of the government, regulators and stuff, basically came out earlier this year. I think it was in like August or something, and basically admitted that the whole reason why the Chicago Mercantile Exchange started doing Bitcoin futures back in 2017.
The CME group, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
They were the first ones to do Bitcoin futures. Bakkt is the second. The whole reason why they decided to do that was to rein in the price of Bitcoin, basically to make sure that people don't lose money. It's for your safety, because it's a national security threat, Bitcoin.
Anytime somebody tells you, whether it be Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, the government, anytime they say, look, this is to keep you safe.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's for them to get leverage over you, to stop you from doing something that's probably beneficial to you.
Take away your freedom.
Take away your freedom, and quite honestly, I don't trust them. And this bitch, man, this chick really, I think we were really on to something. I really think that we were going to be pretty high up in what's going on with cryptocurrency price, let alone Bitcoin. But this whole Bakkt thing, I'm like I said, you gotta be smart, man. And these days, people are fucking dumb. And I think what's happening is that there's something involved with Bakkt and the price of Bitcoin. And I mean, this bitch is a textbook example.
They're trying to rein it in. They've been doing this with what do you call it? Precious metals, silver, gold, other commodities, for as long as the Wall Street has existed, right?
Anything but the fucking U.S. dollar, right? I mean, they
they pump the shit out of that. We're printing billions of dollars a day to try to keep that whole fucking game of cards afloat.
Right. No. What I meant is they'll try to pull down anything that's not the U.S. dollar.
Oh, of course.
Like gold, silver, yada yada yada.
Well, you got to keep your. I mean, that's finance and then your war machine. Those are the two things which keep power, right? Yep. You take the money away. How much power is the government going to have over people if the people have control of their own money? It's harder to control people when they're free.
It really is. And then with what's going on in the world, it seems, I don't know. After going back to the United States, I've lost a lot of hope in that country. I'm 50-50. I think we're about to get extremely polarizing as a nation. I think the rich are going to get super rich and the poor are going to get super poor.
Yeah, well, yeah, I was going to say it's already pretty polarized, but it's just continuing in that direction, right?
Yeah. I don't know, because I feel like men are waking up quicker than women. Because men are forced to deal with reality on a far consistent basis than living in Dr. Phil, The View, Delusion Land, fucking Oprah, all that shit. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure. The daily soaps.
So I'm like thinking that one, maybe there is some hope in regards to Bitcoin taking off and people getting their sovereignty and stuff. But at the same time, when I went back to America, this is gonna sound biased, but bear with me. I was just I went to some bar with Rob, our pal, and I talked to some random Mexican dude, and I talked to a bunch of random dudes, and most dudes seem pretty down to earth, pretty cool, but almost every chick that I talked to, mind you, I was talking, most of the girls that I talked to were in the nightclub, and they just seem so just detached from reality, or I don't know.
You mean on a power trip, or what kind of?
Just not connected, connected. Thinking it was a accomplishment to have a job.
Yeah, we were talking about that a little bit earlier, right?
Just oh yeah, I have this XYZ 9 to 5. I'm I'm not impressed.
Oh, it's like I don't know, do the one-handed clap. It's oh great,
golf claps.
Yeah, there we go.
But it's I'm just thinking to myself, they're so. They're happy to have their degrees, even though they're in a fucking a stifling avalanche of debt. First of all, to get their useless degree, to get them some useless 9 to 5 job where more than a third of your day is eaten up as you slave away and commute to to do a job that when I'm looking at corporate America has been shifting from profits and efficiency to like more like let's be moral police. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
And so like that's why China's going to be winning in all this shit, because people who side with sanity and reality are going to be the winners of the future. And I just don't see that happening in the United States of America. I don't know.
Yeah, I was going to say China spins their own version of reality to their own people and try to get them to believe it as well, right? So each government has its own, thing, but they have a lot more momentum going to their side with, billions of people having a lot more money.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of one of those things where it's like when you watch the fall of Rome in real time, it's sad, first of all, but finance is half of it, right? And
Right.
If another recession were to happen, which of course, like we talked about before on this show, the government will try to fight tooth and nail, which is what they're doing right now by doing quantitative easing again, printing billions and billions of dollars every goddamn day to try to keep that system afloat.
Yep.
They're going to do everything they can, and today's subject is part of that in terms of trying to undercut Bitcoin, trying to suppress the price, trying to do all of these things to keep their system going. But once that starts to break, or you start to get cracks, or you start to get people like us or people like our audience who start to question it, start to think for themselves,
Yep.
start to go and look at things that, the media says, oh, Bitcoin's, for crazy people, or Bitcoin, they always label these things in a way that most normal people will be like, okay, I'll kind of, I understand what it is, but I'll stay away from it because it's not, notarized by your local county or some shit.
FDIC back up all that garbage, right?
Yeah, exactly. Just
How people-
meaningless paperwork.
And the women are the ones that typically are the ones that suckle from the teat of the government the most in pretty much every society, because I mean, even when I was super broke in the States, when I had like broke times, I would never
You're not like, here, give me,
I never like applied for welfare or whatever.
Yeah.
Like the worst thing I ever did was, I remember in between jobs I was having in between paper jobs, and I was making money on my own, but I remember that like during this time, I had they force you to pay into your unemployment account in the United States. And so I just drained the account. Like that is like, they're like, oh, you paid like $5,000 into the account. I was like, great. I'm going to drain that fucking thing over a course of like 5 months. And I just worked on the side under the table with money while collecting unemployment. That's like the lowest I've ever gone. But like, I just think
but
men
you're not
have-
going to make a lifestyle around that, right?
Fuck
you're not going to be
no.
like, this is kind of comfortable. I don't
Yeah.
have to do anything. The government's just going to give me money. You're not like abusing it. Basically, you're using what you paid into the system.
Yeah,
for.
and the same. I think one time I did when I was like 25. My buddy was like, he was a DJ and he's getting paid cash all the time. He's like, let me show you how to game the food stamp system. And I was like, okay, show me how to do it. So I gamed the food stamp system, and you also like pay into that system, which is like they give you $300 a month.
Okay.
But I'll be very honest with you, I felt emasculated as a man doing that. I felt like I felt ashamed.
Because you're relying on something else, right?
You're bitch made. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, but like, sure, tough times come, and I understand. You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, everybody has some point in their life that's going to be hard.
Right, absolutely. We've all gone through it. Guys in the audience have gone through their shitty times, but to make it a lifestyle, to be a bum, like fucking chemo, fuck that, dude.
That's funny.
Nobody knows who he is, so it's all good.
Yeah, well, even if they do, it's even better. But like, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, I think most men, unless I don't know, I guess there are outliers out there, but most men feel like a sense of accomplishment, right? When you're like, okay, I made XYZ happen, right?
Yeah.
Which is why sales jobs tend to be predominantly men, right?
Because we're the stronger sex.
Yeah, well, also we take more risks. We don't, we are okay with getting, rejected, basically. A lot of these different things, because sales, right? You have to get rejected like 1,000,000 times before you start making sales. So
Look what Quabena says. Quabena says, has anyone ever heard of Verge? Stay away. Stay away from Verge.
Oh man, yeah.
Charlie, you still holding your Verge coins?
Hell no.
Oh, you got rid of them?
Oh yeah.
Good work. No, dude. Stay away from Verge, dude. Stay away. Verge is the biggest
all
fucking
marketing.
scam, dude. They are scam city. Stay the fuck away from Verge. XVG coin? No. No. We both got burned on that shit. I made 10 G's, but I didn't fucking pull it out, so.
Yeah.
You guys, that's the biggest thing when you're trading in general. You gotta know when to fucking take your profits. Don't get drunk off of your greed.
Which is what happens to most people. It's both ends, right? Like right now on crypto Twitter, everything that you're hearing is, oh, Bitcoin's doing shit. Like, you know, basically people saying it's almost dead, right?
Yeah.
And then you get these people who are like, okay, you know, with fear, you know, like, oh, should I be buying? Should I be trading? Should I not be doing anything with Bitcoin? Should I get out of Bitcoin? All of these things, right? Mm-hmm. And then the opposite end of the spectrum, at the top of, you know, a market, you'll get people being like, oh, I'm going to like start taking loans. I'm going to start, you know, borrowing money from other people to
Second mortgage on my house.
But like, you know, you'll get that kind of thing at both extremes because, but the thing is that fear is always stronger than greed. So the bottom of the market, or when markets are down, people tend to freak out a lot more. And so when they lose towards the bottom of a market, people tend to get more emotional about it. At the top of a market, they're like, well, I was up, but then I went down, and they're not so butthurt about it, basically. But yeah, it's one of those things where it's like once you're up in profit, then you need to start having a strategy, which you should have going into buying Bitcoin, and start being like, okay, when am I going to take out my initial investment or a portion of my profits? Because once you take out your initial investment, then it's like, okay, everything that I have on here is just pure profit. And then that's the best point. Some people, you know, it happens within a few months if it's towards the end of the top of the market. Or it might take, you know, anywhere up to 4 years. It has taken, you know, in the 2013 to 2016 time frame, basically. It, you know, went from $1,000 to $200. But, you know, if you bought at $1,000 and you held for 3-4 years, you'd be back in massive profit by the time, you know, it went up to 20,000 or 15,000 or 10,000. You know, it's much better than 1,000. So it's kind of like that now, right? People are all like scared, you know, oh, how low is it going to go? You know, Bitcoin's, you know, basically stable right now, around high 6,000s, mid 7,000s, right?
Right.
And yeah, so when moon, it takes time, but yeah, it's good to start getting your stuff in line and buying when you have opportunities like this and not freaking yourself out with those types of emotions, fear and greed.
Kevin with the super chat, $20. Thank you so much, Kevin. Please, for the love of God, why don't you just use the link that I'm sending
is also
down there?
Year. Every year
Why is
my
Connor so
fucking
small?
year.
What's that all about?
Who's Connor?
Conor McGregor. He's
Oh,
right there. But yeah, it's supposed to be bigger. I don't know. Anyways, Kevin, thank you for the donation. Please use the link in the chat there, streamlabs.com, because when you use the YouTube link, they take 30%, and that's just financing another woman who doesn't deserve her position. Susan Wojcinski, whatever.
Who's that?
The woman who basically made YouTube really shitty place for all creators.
oh, thanks.
Yeah, every time she comes out with like a YouTube like update or whatever, like all the videos they get at least 50% downvotes or more.
Wow.
Everybody hates her. She was the one that. Are you familiar with the adpocalypse
No.
on YouTube? So people actually used to just make money from the ads,
Okay.
and what she ended up doing was she sided against the creators, right? The people who make YouTube what it is.
Yeah.
And sided with the advertisement agencies. Let's see this. This is where.
Good work, soldier.
There's old Georgie. You do those pumps. Pump that weight, baby. Let's see this one.
2015 was my year.
That looks fine.
2016 is also my year. Every year is my fucking
year. Let's read what Kevin has to say real quick. I have an aspiring goal to be wealthy, so I love learning about stocks, bonds, mutual funds, commercial and residential real estate. But a fear I have is if I do achieve this success, how will it affect my life, sex, family? Everything's probably going to get better.
Yeah, well, it's one of those things. It's like cross that bridge when it comes, right?
Yeah, just cross the fucking bridge. Don't worry about like, oh,
Yeah.
like I did a consultation with a cool guy from he's a Taiwanese guy, but he lives in Romania, and he was like, I'm afraid that when I start having sex with all these chicks, they're gonna find out about each other. I was like, well, are you fucking any of the chicks? And he's like, not yet, but I'm just thinking down the road. I'm like, listen, dude, just get the girls first, and let's cross the bridge.
Yeah,
first.
paralysis by overanalysis, basically, right?
Absolutely. So, Kevin, I think that your initial, you need to, I'm going to reread what you said. You said, I have an aspiring goal to be wealthy, so I love learning about stocks, bonds, mutual funds, commercial and residential real estate. That's where it needs to stop.
Yep.
The fear I have, yada, yada, get that out of your mind. Fucking rip that out. Throw it in the garbage where it belongs. Just get the fucking job done. And one thing you'll realize, I'll tell you this, I'm not rich at all, but I think they did a study saying that like the quality of your life really doesn't change once you make $70,000 a year at that current rate. And I can tell you, like, I bought at the beginning of the year. I bought that. I used to like stare at that fucking Rolex. You know my obsession with the Rolex.
Yeah.
I'm not even fucking wearing it. It's on the winder right now. But I was so obsessed with this Rolex. I would go look at it in the fucking, I would go look at it in the store and be like, oh my God, I need this Rolex, And then, I spent almost $20,000 on it. I buy it, and now I'm just like, man, fuck this Rolex. I want a Patek Philippe. Like, it just doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. And then you're just
Well,
going
you find new ways to spend.
And it's stupid, in my opinion, because at the end of the day, it just gives you a little spike in your dopamine, and you're like, yay, whatever. And then after that, it's just...
It's kind of similar to when we were doing, our sales job, right?
Yeah.
We'd get, rewards.
Mm-hmm.
When we made a lot of sales, we'd go out to, fancy dinners, go out to Michelin star restaurants, like all these types of things. And yeah, it's nice. It's nice to have like a half day off, go to a Michelin star restaurant, have a midday drink on a Friday, that kind of thing. But
Michelin star restaurant, who gives a
yeah,
shit?
exactly. After one time, you're like, okay, that was nice. But
I got taken...
I'd rather have like an Ikinari steak.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, okay, so a very nice lady took me out for my birthday to some skyscraper nice restaurant in Shibuya, right?
Okay.
They're serving us like abalone and fucking uni and all sea urchin for you guys that don't speak Japanese, and steak, but like a piece of steak. I'm not even joking, like this big.
Jesus.
And dinner was like close to $200, and she wanted to make me feel special, whatever, for my birthday. But I'm just like, fuck, I want the chocolate thunder from down under, from Outback Steakhouse.
Yeah.
And I'm telling, like, I advise every man, yes, get as much fucking money as possible so you can realize that it will make your life better, but not as better as you thought it would be.
It's more comfortable. It's convenience. Right?
Yes.
You can buy a lot of things, can be a lot simpler. But at the same time, also you get different types of people. The people who basically overspend or spend beyond their budget, once they get to that certain amount as well, they're like, well, now I have more, in credit, so I can buy more on my cards and get more in debt and all that shit. And so, some people just kind of pile it higher and deeper as they get into that type of cycle. But
besides that, and like obviously I put my dumb gold chain, but my this is also gold. It's only 18 karat though. It's not 24 karat. I'm a fucking pleb. But still, this is an investment as well as the Rolex is an investment. If times get tough, I can take this off and take off the Rolex and sell it and don't have to work for a year.
Yeah.
Or at least 6 months or whatever. You know what I mean? There is a market for this stuff. But money, and this is going to piss a lot of people off, but money is not everything. But it's I think Kanye West said it best. He said, having money is not everything, but not having it is.
Yep.
And that's pretty much where it is. You just need to get to the level I'm a minimalist. I think. Are you a minimalist?
Yeah, I like whenever I buy something, usually it's like an electronics, something that's relatively expensive. Like that's the kind of stuff I like to buy, something that you can use, or it's kind of like a treat, right? But in terms of like going shopping, I fucking hate shopping. I don't like go and buy like a million clothes and all that shit.
It's just nasty because then you have to come home and fold it and like deal with it.
You just get clutter eventually.
Exactly. And now, excuse me, I'm not saying for you guys out there that if you like shopping or whatever, that you're like a bad person or you're going to be poor. But I'm just telling you from my experience, you know, I'm going to quote Fight Club here, but it's so true. The things you own end up owning you. You know why?
Yeah.
You know why I don't want a Ferrari? Is
Why?
because every time I go fucking take my white trash ass to Walmart, I have to worry about like, is some asshole gonna key this thing? I have to park it all the way in the back and like take up like 4 spaces and hope a cop's not gonna come and give me a ticket. And then when I'm shopping, I can't enjoy the shopping because I'm like, is somebody robbing my goddamn Ferrari right now? I have to drive over this speed bump. Am I going to scratch the rims? Is somebody going to hit me? Am I going to be targeted for some fucking rape accusation because some bitch thinks I'm rich because I drive a Ferrari? And then you got to take it to the shop and you have to do all this maintenance and stuff. Fuck that, dude. I would rather ride Uber X. Or if we had to be real pretentious, like ride Uber Black. But I don't care. As long as the car is clean, spacious, and climate controlled. And I'm just like, push a button on my phone, you pick me up, drop me off, I'm it. Or I would drive, honestly, I don't care. I understand now why rich people, they drive like some, you know, like a fucking Toyota Camry.
Yeah.
But like a tricked out, like if I were to go back to the States, I would probably buy a Tesla just because I don't want to deal with normies at the gas station and like having to like interact with them and like get their normie disease. But if I were to get something, I would get like a hybrid Camry or something that would just last forever, or a truck, because I don't want to deal with that excess bullshit, because the greatest commodity in life is time. And I don't want to spend my life in a fucking Ferrari dealership waiting to pay $3,000 for a fucking oil change or some shit. So what? Yeah. You know? You can't even drive the car fast because you're going to get fucking arrested.
Yeah.
Or
Unless
ticket.
You have to go to Montana if you want to break the speed limit.
And who the fuck's going to go? What is... I mean...
Or
I'm
Germany.
not going to Montana. You know? And then driving there, and it's just... So the point I'm trying to make is, make money so you don't need to worry about, oh my God, can I eat? Can I pay my fucking electric bill? And
that's why real estate, you know, is good. Bitcoin's good because it's like a savings account that you control, right?
Yes.
And it appreciates in value over time. And then, you know, real estate is great because it's like, okay, I actually own a physical thing, you know, land, right?
Yes.
That I can actually do something with commercially.
Yes.
Or for myself, you know, that way, basically, I'll never be like, ever have to worry about homelessness, even though that's probably a far off thing for most people. It's just one nice thing to be like, I know I always have my place, you know, that I can always come back to, right? So things like that are great to kind of build out. But like, once you kind of go a little bit too crazy with it, right? You get like a Shark Tank or you get like a Ferrari. Like usually sports players, right? When they first get into a big contract, the ones who ultimately don't do well financially, because you hear of guys, right, who have been made, like Latrell Sprewell made like hundreds of millions of dollars in the NBA, and then he was like, I need more money to feed my kids, you know, is what he was saying at the end of his career. And then I think there's quite a lot of people that you know, in various sports that do this, but they overspend, right? And then they made millions and millions of dollars. They probably got taxed millions of dollars as well, but then it's gone, right? So it's not stuff that you can keep. You're not, when you die, I mean, what do you bring with you, right?
nothing, because it's
Nothing.
just blackness. You're going to fucking... That's game over. It's game over, man. So you got to just live your motherfucking life now. And like I said, you know, could Charlie and I afford to go have dinner once a week in the Ritz-Carlton? Probably. But we just like going to the local steak joint and have ourselves, like, if we're getting crazy, we have like a $40 lunch.
Yeah.
Right? It's $40. If that's like a crazy lunch. Of us getting like top grade meat, but if we just get the standard stuff, I mean, it's like $20 each.
Yeah,
and
or less.
We're standing too. We're standing and eating in that place,
Yeah.
you know.
So
So
like what, like 15, 20 minutes, and we're done.
yeah, you get your food. You're in and out 20. If we take our time, 30 minutes max. But you know, that's what we like. So that's just a little of that's just a little advice for you folks out there. Charlie, how about the Bitcoin price? Bitcoin price in the charts here. Let me take a little analysis if you don't mind.
Yeah, let's look at it quickly. We probably need to get in the topic quick, just because. But basically here, last week, what day is today? The 4th. So I think the 27th was the last time we were talking, which on this show, which Bitcoin had a bit of a pump up here after a pretty steep decline. Excuse me, a pretty steep decline in November. I think we were talking about a 30% decline. And so we're still trying to find this wave 2 bottom, which if you look, I won't show it here today, but if you look at the Fibonacci numbers, which is...
Just do it. I'll pay for your taxi to go home. Let's just do the show.
Okay. Well, you don't need to show that specifically. The only thing you really need to know about it is that basically December 9th and January 6th are both on the time from when this bull market started to the recent top, are Fibonacci time zones that something's going to happen with Bitcoin. So we probably will see, we're looking for the bottom of this WXYXZ, which basically all you need to know is this is the bottom of a wave 2. We're looking for that bottom before then turning around and then building up this bull market. And the reason why I have, if I take off these moving averages, the reason why I have these two red lines here is basically we have what we're looking at is like an elongated bull flag, meaning once this thing breaks to the upside of this trend that we've been having since the end of June, once we break above that, which right now that's about 8,500, and of course in January that'll be around 8,000. The number is going to keep getting lower, but once we can break above that, then it's easier to build on that over time. So we're still waiting for that bottom. We've had a few jumps in the last week. Today, even just over the last, I would think like 6 hours, Bitcoin went from 7,100 to 7,500, which is healthy. It even went up to 77, 78 almost for a brief period today. So
are these are day candles?
Yeah, each candle is a day here.
What was that big one back there? Is that the China news?
Yeah, this was the 24th, and then I can't see the dates on here right now, but basically, yeah, it was like 2 days of massively going $3,000 up, which is pretty amazing, right? And so the market's returned that. I think Spence is mentioning here he's still calling for 6,200, which is possible. Some people are calling for 5,500, which is in the cards. At the end of the day, I think we have a lot of resistance here between 62 and 6,500. You can see that this wick here hit the top of that box and bounced off it right away. So this area of support should hold and should have us at least slow down within this area. If we do fall back down here, which it looks like we probably have more downside to go here. But it's not that big of a move. I think the biggest moves down have already happened. So you'll see a lot of people on Twitter and a lot of people elsewhere screaming bloody murder, saying Bitcoin's dead. The halving's not going to affect anything. Blah 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 blah.
Do you believe that?
No, I think what we've been talking about since the beginning of this year, it just makes sense, right? With what we're doing. The only time I would say, like, yes, basically a wave 2 technically can go down to the beginning of the wave 1, which would be here at the 3,100 mark. So that's, if it goes below 3,000, then yeah, that might be, quite significant and worrisome. But in the meantime, we're pretty much doubled, in terms of money this year. So for Bitcoin, so, it's not much of a problem, but there's a thing called recency bias, which people just pay attention to the last 2 to 3 months. And so if you're looking at that, basically since Bakkt came out at the end of September, yes, Bitcoin's under 10,000 since then. Okay. But you can see here, right, it took 2 days to pump back up. So once Bitcoin does start turning around, that's great. But the thing I said on my show is 2019 is the best year to accumulate as much Bitcoin as you can with prices under $10,000. our first accumulation area was basically the first half of this bullish move up in wave one here. Now, basically anything since the end of September until now is a discount. So, if you already bought and your average price is higher than what it currently is, just patience and time is all it takes, right? And it's one of those things where sometimes people go into Bitcoin thinking, I'm going to get, rich immediately. We talked about this last week. It's not really the right mindset. It's, a savings account which will accrue over time and something that you want to hold for at least a few years. I think the longest time period that it took, if you were to go from like a high to a low, is about 2.5 to 4 years with Bitcoin. If you were to hold, after buying a top and then coming to the bottom of a bear market and then coming back up to be profitable again, which is that 2013 to 16 area. So if you can, be patient for 6 months to a couple of years, you'll be definitely more than profitable with this. So in the meantime, Bakkt and the CME and people who don't want Bitcoin to do well will continue to try and, talk shit about Bitcoin, try to manipulate its price. They're going to try to pull out all the Wall Street cards that Wall Street does. And so, you just got to be able to deal with that.
We talk about Kelly Waffles.
Yeah.
Kelly Waffler. Let's see what's up with the people in the chat. All right. Let's see. Elongated Wave 2.
Exactly, Simon.
Yep. So he's one of your guys. I'll be in profit above 8K. I'll be in profit. It's beautiful, good stuff. I got in pretty low this year. I was pretty happy. I wish I got more. I mean, that's like the,
Yeah, it's always the case,
it's always
right?
the case, right? Yeah, so I'm good. Let's see. Adam Simmons says, I use my S5 for longer journeys and never park in car parks. I drive a 700 euro Renault for local journeys and shopping, and I couldn't give a toss if it gets damaged. That's good. That's good. Yeah, going back, cars are just a bad investment. It has to be
It's
a
a
hobby.
depreciating asset, yeah.
It has to be a hobby. That's it. That's for me, at least. I mean, that's just me personally, my personal observation. Okay, so Kelly Waffles is
You just leave it, yeah. Go to the next.
let's see. Okay, so let's talk about Kelly Waffles here. So Kelly, we call her Kelly Waffles, but her name is really Kelly Loeffler. Fucking Loeffler. What a joke. Look at her cross-eyed. Oh god. This
Genuine smile right there.
Oh, no, it's not.
That's what I mean.
Which way she's living? She's like, this eye's looking towards London and this eye's looking towards Paris. So she's the CEO of Bakkt, right? Bakkt is designed to enable customers or consumers and institutions to seamlessly buy, store, and spend digital assets formed with the purpose of bringing trust. Well, we failed that. Efficiency, LOL, and commerce to digital assets. Bakkt seeks to develop open technology to connect existing market and merchant infrastructure to the blockchain. Where did she get her cryptocurrency expertise? Well, she got it. I don't know. Did she get it from Georgia Power Company, where she was?
Probably.
She was there only for. She was a member of the board of director for 3 months, or maybe when she was the co-owner and co-chairman of the Atlanta Dream WNBA, or
They're
maybe
known Bitcoin experts. I heard the Atlanta Dream.
I'm gonna vomit. Then we have Intercontinental Exchange Chief Communications and Marketing Officer, Head of Investor Relations. So you guys, when you see shit like this, you know, Equity Research Associate in Stamford, Connecticut, District Account Manager. Oh, okay, that's where she got her qualifications. she was a District Account Manager for Toyota, and that is where she learned how to do cryptocurrency. Fucking Kelly Waffles. Okay, you wanna I'll let you take the wheel here. Just take the wheel.
So I mean, this headline alone is just wow, right? So 3 months after Bakkt has launched its product of Bitcoin futures,
Yep.
right? You get this headline, which is Bakkt CEO Kelly Loeffler could become a U.S. senator next week. That's kind of fucking mind-boggling, isn't it?
Dude, I'm not even joking. I really think I could run for office in the United States and win. Like some local office and just work my way up, because that's really like,
Well, Jesse Ventura showed that, basically anybody who's pissed off, because when Jesse Ventura became the governor of Minnesota, when he did that, he first became the mayor of the town that he was living in Minnesota. And basically he went to a small meeting, right? What do you call it? A city council meeting or whatever. And he's pissed off at the mayor. The mayor said, well, if you care so much, why don't you run? And he did it. He beat his ass. So it's like, I think, people who actually have a purpose or who want to actually make some change in the government or who are different from the status quo actually have, a pretty good shot at these things. Whereas here, it's kind of being anointed for doing something, right? So the one thing I want to tie to this headline, which is interesting, is, okay, so Bakkt, right, if we look at her LinkedIn, right, says all these nice flowery things about how it's taking crypto to the world.
enabling consumers.
Yeah. But as we know, with the CME, they didn't make Bitcoin futures to make the Bitcoin sphere better. They did it to undermine Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. And they basically told that or admitted that. And the same thing with Bakkt, right? They're not really making that much in profit for a company that's, making money on Wall Street. They're making the maximum they've made is like $45 million in a day, which is like chump change in Wall Street, right?
Yeah.
And so the thing is that with Bakkt is it's what, it's that phrase. It's like, keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer.
Yeah.
That's what Wall Street is doing through the CME and Bakkt for crypto, right? And so, okay, I didn't have the chart up here, right? But looking at the chart, since their product launched at the end of September, right, Bitcoin went down from around 10,000.
You want to bring the chart? Let's bring the chart back up. Go ahead.
Okay.
But yeah,
But I mean, it went down $3,000 to $4,000, right? Since they successfully launched their product that's not making any money.
yeah.
And so that's the thing, right?
There you go.
So here, right, basically $10,200. Their product comes out on September 23rd, which is right here. It drops. We get a pump up from the China news, as we talked about at the end of October, and then it's dumping again, right? And they're coming out in December 9th with Bitcoin cash settled options. And the CME is also doing options at the beginning of next year. So they're going to keep trying to play this card. But who does this ultimately help, right? The US dollar, which, is fine. But they're hiding behind this mask of we're helping people, we're helping the market, we're ensuring your safety so that Bitcoin doesn't get to crazy astronomical value because it's in our best interest as the government. So even Trump doesn't want her to be in the government and to be a senator. But, she had this success. So they want to keep perpetuating that narrative, in my opinion, that, we're trying to help the Bitcoin space or we're trying to help crypto, come into a mature market, when in reality, I don't think that's their agenda.
No, I mean, I can't take these Wall Street shitheads. I can't trust them as far as I can throw them. And
for sure. And then everybody in the government as well, right?
Of course. And so let's see. So Kelly Waffles, the chief executive of institutional Bitcoin futures platform Bakkt, is expected to be picked by Georgia Governor Brian Kemp for a seat in the United States Senate this week.
So I want to take a look at Brian Kemp. Who is he? Never heard of this guy.
I think he's the guy that Trump wanted to win Georgia. I think it was, or did Trump? Wait, who? I don't know. Let's look him up.
Because in this article it also said there's a guy named Doug Collins, which was helping back Trump during his impeachment hearings, and so he preferred him over Kelly. And so I'm wondering who this Brian Kemp guy is.
All right, let's see. Brian Kemp is an American businessman and politician serving as the 83rd governor of Georgia since 2019. I wonder what party is he of?
Republican.
Political party, other
He's both. Whichever one suits him.
political party Republican, other political affiliations Democratic.
Whoever's paying him more money.
God in heaven. University of Georgia BS education. I don't know what he got. So this guy, he recently won.
2019, yeah.
He also implemented Georgia's controversial exact match system for voter registration. Critics have described Kemp's action as Secretary of State as an example of Democratic backsliding. Although Kemp denies that he's actively engaged in voter suppression. Candidate for governor, after coming second place to Republican primary, he defeated Lieutenant Governor Casey Cagle in a Republican runoff with 69% of the vote. Okay, so he won pretty big time.
It'd be interesting to see what interests back him and see how many of the people basically paying him money through his campaign, or what if he has a super PAC or whatever he does to get money. I wonder how many of those are from Wall Street. We probably not going to find that information on Wikipedia or on a lot of places on the net. You'd probably have to dig for it, but I would have a suspicion that he has a pretty good tie to the NASDAQ, because that's related to ICE, which owns the NASDAQ and owns Bakkt as well. So they're just trying to perpetuate their narrative.
Interesting. I don't know. He denounced the Obama administration's efforts, saying they were assault on states' rights.
He's kind of all over the place, huh?
Interesting. So he wants to appoint Waffles here?
According to this article.
Is expected to be picked by Georgia. Well, she's also, she has some pull, obviously. She probably sucked his dick, too. Because we know with our previous episode talked about her probably banging her way to the top. Fantastic news for Bakkt and Bitcoin. In her application, Loeffler said, if chosen, I will stand with President Trump, Senator David Perdue, the other Georgia senator, Republican, and you to keep America great. Oh, God. She's good.
Yeah, well, she'll
Good, because dummies will believe her.
Yep, she'll keep selling the same thing, to get herself more power.
Let's talk. Okay, so now she's going to be a politician. Let's take a look.
Potentially.
Let's take a look at her politician qualifications.
I think it's again Toyota.
Is it Toyota? I think
that's international relations.
Toyota, the district account manager, and I think where was she? She's less than 3 months on the member of the board of directors in Georgia Power Company.
Oh, maybe that's where she met the governor.
I just don't understand how somebody like this, who it just doesn't add up. Like, you were a fucking car.
It's basically a sales. It's like a salesperson.
Car salesman, then your equity research, investor relations, 1 year, 2 years, less than a year, 4 years, and then 16 years at this one, chief communications.
Which her husband, the guy she married, is basically in charge of.
That's the guy, right?
Yeah,
that's how she got her foot.
Yeah, he's the CEO of ICE, and then they made Bakkt, and he was like, oh, why don't you take that? And
what a bitch made, dude.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. What's her man's name?
I forgot. What was his name?
I bet we could just look her up. Kelly Waffles. Kelly Loeffler. What is that last name? Is that Polish? What is that? No,
I have no clue.
Sounds like maybe German. Sounds German. Loeffler.
Here we go. Jeffrey Sprecher.
What is this? Why Kelly Loeffler's U.S. Senate revealed today? Oh, they're going to find out today?
Apparently.
Today?
What is this guy?
I'm going to puke. Okay. So, she was dating old Jeffrey here. Let me pull this up first. Okay. So, she's dating old Jeffrey, this guy. Look at this guy.
You just go into images, yeah.
Look at this guy. Look at him and Kelly Waffles. There she is. Look, she's taller than him.
Yeah, and a lot skinnier.
Oh man! And
I think this picture right here is the one we did a little body language talk on last time in September. Yeah.
Yeah, this is it. I mean, look at her, just legs crossed away,
pointing
away, arms crossed, looking at him kind of in a condescending way.
She looks like she really loves him.
Yeah, she's just like, ugh, God, you look disgusting naked. Let's take a look at this one. There she is. This looks so. Look at that fake smile.
Oh yeah.
Old Jeffrey. He's got punch marks on his face from her beating his ass. Wow. More Wisconsin, like Greg. Interesting. And so now he's the CEO of ICE, not the deportation one, right? The other one?
No, the intercontinental exchange. Sorry,
Intercontinental
they own
Exchange.
that Nasdaq.
Oh, what a headache. Okay.
So yeah.
What is this?
Oh, this was another picture of the winners.
Good Lord. What is that top she's wearing? I don't know. So this is the guy. So she started dating him, and well, they got married in 2004, right?
Yep.
And old Loeffler here, where she started working at 202, when she got the position.
Yep. 2 years earlier.
And
And it doesn't say what were her positions, right, in between those times, right? Where did she start in the company versus where she ended up, and how many years that was?
You know, you go from investor relations 1 year at Dallas, Texas, to chief communications and marketing officer.
Yeah. Well, and also that whole thing about being a salesperson for Toyota for several years. I mean, it's just weird.
It doesn't make any sense. And now this lady's going to be in fucking the government. What do you think? You think she's going to get it?
It seems like she has a lot of media trying to back her up for it. So I think it's possible. But yeah, I guess we'll see. I have no fucking clue.
This person is an idiot who wrote this article. Who is this guy?
Oh, the bottom.
Jimmy Aki. Can we see this idiot?
Yep, there you go.
Oh, Jimmy. Letting us down.
He's also writing into the narrative that they want him to write into, saying this is good for Bitcoin, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing I saw. It said, with lawmakers like Loeffler, changes could be on the horizon for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies in general. First of all, it's an extremely vague statement.
Yeah.
Second of all, besides having industry cryptocurrency knowledge, which she acquired at Toyota, Loeffler runs a well-funded cryptocurrency financial services company, Bakkt. This is lazy journalism.
Yeah, exactly. And here's the key word, right? Well-funded. They are well-funded. People paid them a lot of money, including the government, Microsoft, and Starbucks. But they aren't making that much money for Wall Street.
She also has firsthand experience of how regulatory knuckle dragging can hurt the prospects of a company in the cryptocurrency space. Bringing institutions into cryptocurrency. Good Lord, stay away. Loeffler and her husband, Jeffrey C. Sprecher, CEO of Intercontinental Exchange and chairman of the New York Stock Exchange, started Bakkt in 2018 as a means of bringing institutions closer to the cryptocurrency sector. I don't know.
Well, so like I said before, bringing their enemies closer, right? Because why did cryptocurrency, or why did Bitcoin first exist, right?
The banks.
Yeah. They had the part of the Genesis block basically has the text from the Guardian, I believe it was the Guardian's newspaper, saying, we're bailing out the banks again. Are you fucking kidding me? Basically is what the article was about. And so that's how Bitcoin got born, is to be, take the money from Wall Street, from the government, put it back into people's hands. And so you can have self-control and self-sovereignty.
I just saw this one here. I'm just going to talk about it. It's funny. No demand for a state digital currency in Japan, says the central bank governor.
No demand from him.
Oh, my God. So it says here now, Trump isn't sold on Bakkt CEO Kelly Loeffler becoming U.S. Senator, right? Georgia Governor Brian Kemp is expected to appoint Loeffler for a United States Senate next week. Atlanta local news, AJC reported 29th that Kemp plans to choose Loeffler in a bid to expand the appeal of the Republican Party to women. Oh, kill me. If nominated, Bakkt CEOs will become just the second woman to serve in the United States Senate for Georgia. Oh, we got to champion the women's.
Well, and the funny thing is...
This one, is Libra a scam? Yes.
Yeah. When they're saying, is she from Georgia? She's actually from Illinois. Right, so she's just, she's campaigning from Georgia.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Bakkt CEO backs Trump in an apparent effort to try to obtain Republican approval. Loeffler says she wants to strengthen the border. The Georgia border, keep those Floridians out. Shut down drug and human trafficking. Good luck. Especially when most human trafficking is done by fucking elites in the government.
Using cash.
Using cash. Lower healthcare costs. Good luck. And protect the national interest of the United States. She added, if chosen, I will stand with President Trump, Senator David Perdue, and keep America great. Good Lord. But President not a fan of Loeffler. This should be good. Various party leaders, including President Donald Trump, reported pressed to choose U.S. Representative Doug Collins instead. Republican leaders have pushed for the appointment of Collins given his strong support for Trump, gun rights, and anti-abortion efforts. The president and many among his followers are not sold on Loeffler, viewing her as too moderate. So I wouldn't trust her because she's a woman. I'm just saying, I wouldn't. Especially a woman that sucked her way to the top, you know?
Well, it basically is unqualified, yeah?
Yeah, extremely unqualified. Like, tell us.
The only thing she's good at is talking out of the side of her mouth.
Right?
Well, we could talk about a few other
Oh,
things.
of course. Her mouth is the central point of her success. District account manager at Toyota, again, seems to be the qualification that Trump may not be too thrilled about.
Come on, international relations. It's a foreign company, right?
God in heaven. Meanwhile, institutional interest in Bitcoin is seemingly increasing, with Bakkt having set a new daily volume record, 42.5 million in Bitcoin future contracts on November 28th. So Bakkt is getting bigger.
Which is also 10 times less money than the CME is making with basically the same product.
I don't know, guys. You guys in the chat, what do you think? Give me a 1 in the chat if you think
That's interesting.
Toyota qualified her. Give me a 2 if you think she is underqualified. 1 if you think she's qualified. 2 if she's underqualified. Let's go back to here. What'd you see?
This one here.
Waffle and husband have donated over $100K to Trump re-election. That's not a lot of money, but still well.
Yeah, well, they're trying to get some sort of sway, yeah.
Spencer says, this is a shit article. Trump is 100% sold. Trump has sent Waffles as his representative to events. Yeah, he could just be playing that Trump 4D chess. How old is Waffles anyways? I love how we call her Waffles now. Waffles is... Oh, look at her. Wait, let's take a look here. Twitter.
64 followers.
64 followers. I could go and start a new account and get banned and make more followers. Make more followers. 64 followers.
But look at how many she's following.
But look at that.
Yeah, she's actually checkmarked.
Blue check mark. This just shows you Twitter is just so Biden. That's why I fucking hate Twitter. RIP my account, guys. It's gone. Some loser reported me. So sad. Fucking one tweet. Beyond her outsider status, Kelly Waffles is unapologetically pro-life. I doubt it. She's a strong supporter of the heartbeat bill and has pledged to be a senator in the mold of governor who sparked a pro-life flame across the country. Let's see what the comments say.
I was going to say, they'll just say anything to get the vote.
Words are wind. There you go. This guy's woke. Nobody cares. Are you strong on immigration or not? That's what matters. Bruce Stanford. Let's see. Bruce is woke. That's hilarious. Okay, I guess let me go back to this. How old is Kelly Waffle? I think it's we had to dig a little bit last time because she had her age all concealed.
1969 or 70.
So she's okay. So according to this, she's. Nobody really knows. She's 48 or 49. Can we get some details?
Maybe she was born in a third world country and then had to immigrate to the States and got a new, they're trying to guess exactly how old she was.
University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign, and DePaul University. Is DePaul good?
They're not bad colleges.
Loeffler donated $750,000 to restore our future. A super PAC supporting Governor Mitt Romney. Jesus, there's a slew of bad decisions in her life. She considered seeking the Republican nomination in the 2014 Senate election in Georgia, but she passed.
She's been trying for a while
on the race because of Intercontinental Exchange's pending merger with the New York Stock Exchange. No shit. From 2013 to 2019, Loeffler donated over $560,000 to Republican. That's not even a lot of money.
Yeah, I don't.
Over 6 years, that's not a lot of money.
Yeah,
especially
well,
for
not
her.
for the Republicans. Yeah.
And her husband contributed another $500,000 in November of 2019. Loeffler applied to succeed incumbent Senator Johnny Isaacson, who announced his resignation today. So she's been trying to get into the government for a while now.
Yeah, at least 5 years.
What a loser! Why would you want to get involved in the government? That's like the biggest red flag is for a cryptocurrency person who's like really trying. Like if Roger Ver started running for, governor.
Yeah, well, he wants to make his own country, right? He wants to make his own libertarian country. Like he's like, okay, screw this. I just want to go and make, a new form of government or a new form of society, right? He doesn't want to fucking go and support the system that's basically corrupt that we see now.
Qual Bennett says, I say she's old enough to buy a home in a 55-plus community. Anyways, guys, the point we're bringing this up is, A, we wanted to show you how to discern and how to understand,
Bullshit.
bullshit, how to search for it, how to look at, when we talk about cryptocurrency, this is why Charlie and I are not sold on Bakkt, because we did the research. This is what we had to do in our previous recruitment industry job. So we had to dig up all these people, find out where they previously worked, and we had to do it all in Japanese. So, do your work, use LinkedIn, use the internet, read the articles, Google, fucking Brave browser, whatever you got to do.
DuckDuckGo.
DuckDuckGo, whatever. Pale Moon, the list goes on and on, but get the DYOR, man. Do your own research before you blindly purchase shit. That's why, Qua was talking about, hey, what do you guys think about Verge? It's a good thing you asked, because we got burned by Verge despite their relationship with Pornhub. I mean...
Yeah, and John McAfee's pump. Yeah, that was fun.
John. What are we going to do with you, John?
He's on his own little drama.
Let him be. John fucking McAfee. So do your homework, boys. Do your own research. That's going to do it for us today. Be sure to check out Charlie at his website, cultivatecrypto.com. He does a live YouTube show. What days do you do it now?
Tuesday and Thursday.
Tuesday and Thursday on his YouTube channel, Cultivate Crypto, live 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until then, guys, don't forget, Body Language Mastery is coming out right above my head. December 26th. If you want to learn about body language, particularly female body language, to understand if she's sexually interested in you or not, go to modernlifedating.com/body language. Click on this link right here, and then put your best email address in right here. This is going to allow you to sign up and get on the waiting list. There's limited enrollment, and this is the last time I'm doing it. This program is going to be scrapped moving into 2020. We're going to be doing something new, and until then, I'll see you on the next episode. Tomorrow, Richard Cooper is going to be on my channel. I'm going to interview him. It's going to be a good episode. So if you guys want to see me interview an actual millionaire who's qualified, unlike Waffles here, holler at your boy. Come on, hit that like, comment, subscribe. And thank you guys for watching. Thanks to all the Shadow Watchers. And thanks to all you guys watching on repeat. Until then, we'll see you guys next time. Peace out.